This is Skoda's electric Citigo. I've had mine for a little over a year, and it's very pleasant to drive, and it does about 5 miles to the kilowatt hour. Unfortunately, it's got a major manufacturing defect. It won't charge properly on a 240 volt single phase AC charger.
We'll just check using the My Skoda app that the vehicle has been set to maximum charge. So there we go, all ready to charge at the maximum rate. Okay, so here we are at a pod point terminal rated at 7 kilowatts. This cable is also rated at 7 kilowatts. The car's at about 60% charge, so we'd expect this to get to full charge in about a couple of hours. So let's just take a look at what's happening. So it's taking about double that amount of time, so it's really only charging at 3.6 kilowatts per hour. Let's now just have a look with the Skoda supplied cable. Right, so this is the Skoda supplied cable. Let's get a bit of a close-up of that. And again, we're still connected to the single phase 240 volt pod point terminal. So let's see if the charge time has now dropped to 2 hours, which is what you'd expect if this cable was doing its job properly. So what we can see is it's still saying 3 hours and 55 minutes, so absolutely no change whatsoever. So the Skoda supplied cable, plus the 3 software upgrades that it's been through over the several months, has made no difference at all, and the car is still incapable of charging above 3.6. So the vehicle has a usable battery capacity of 32.3 kilowatt hours. So for each 10% of battery charge at 3.6, we'd expect it to take about an hour. So here we are at another pod point, but as you can see, this is a 22 kilowatt rated device, which means it's 3-phase. I'm using the Type 2 32 amp cable that I've got, and the car is currently at just under 50%, so we'd expect to see about 5 hours at 3.6. So let's just hop in and see what we've got. So there we are, 5 hours 20, and you can see that the battery is going to just under half, just under 50%. So let's now have a look and see what happens when I put the Skoda cable on. Okay, so this is the Skoda supplied cable, again rated at 32 amps, but I've also seen it described as a 3-phase cable, and of course now we're connected to a 3-phase charger. Let's see what's happening. So we see the time is now gone down to 2 hours and 50 minutes. So with the Skoda cable on a 22 kilowatt hour 3-phase charger, it will charge at something closer to 7.2. Back at home now, this is my PodPoint Solo 7.2 kilowatt per hour wall box charger. So let's just have a look and see what the charging rate is. The battery is just under 50% again, and you can see it's 5 hours 10 minutes. So it's only charging at around 3.6. I know this wall box is capable of charging at 7.2 because I've hooked up a Renault Zoe to it, and it charges just fine. So to summarise, the charging rate is limited to 3.6 kilowatts per hour if you're using a domestic single-phase 240 volt supply.
Only an industrial 3-phase supply will get it to charge at 7.2. The Citigo shares a common platform with the Seat Mii and the VW e-up, both of which can charge at 7.2 on a domestic 240 volt supply.